Hey guys, today the topic, how can I actually go into no contact and my ex and I have children together? This is a very difficult topic and I'll be honest with you, I don't have kids yet. But of course I know that can be a problem when you hear about the no contact and want to use them for yourself. After all, you have a hefty reason to want to save your relationship. I don't want to talk down to everyone else, but it affects at least one more person, and tearing a family apart has, in my eyes, a completely different scope than closing the past for oneself. First things first. The children have priority over everything that you and they do and what is going on inside you. This does not mean that you should or can force your ex to stay with you. You have to accept the separation just like everyone else, because that is their decision. You are only connected to her through what others may not have and what needs your attention. All the others have only the bond with her. You have children in addition and you must see them as such and not as a way back to your ex. Never let the child come in as a reason to break the no contact. So for example, ways to write your ex. All this needs much more discipline and self-control. You have to judge for yourself if you are writing to her for your child, e.g. she has an important appointment at the doctor or you have to pick her up from school, then you should also know when and what is coming up afterwards. But if you write to your ex for every little thing, maybe with the background that it feels familiar to talk to her about the child, then I can tell you that this is not a no contact. Your ex is the mother of your child and that is the only connection you still have with her. Everything else is blocked by the no contact. Or your reason to contact her is blocked. You respond to her, as you would to a normal ex, when she brings up something that might be important to your future and sounds like you might give each other a chance again. But don't pay any more attention to her otherwise. Otherwise, if you need to see, you act quiet and friendly and you don't bring up the relationship. This can turn out to your disadvantage. How often does the situation become emotional and one of you says something that he would never have said before? This does not have to happen and you should not be the one to provoke it. You are adults, act like it. If you can't do that at that moment, then it is even more important to make firm agreements. The more routine you have in contact with your child, the better it is for your inner peace. And the more inner peace you have, the better the impression she will have of you. It will probably only become really critical when she comes around the corner with the first rebound or date. I guess that will throw you off even more than it would us who don't have children together. But I have videos on this too and it nothing else. New guys can help your ex see what she had in you if you don't make a complete ass of yourself now. Let's make a quick summary. She usually looks for what she didn't have in your relationship, without realizing how much she actually had in you. Namely enough to be able to imagine a future together with children and to do that. I.e. through the rose-colored glasses at the beginning she will overlook a lot in the new guy, but he will point it out to her with time. Do not interfere in any way, it's like the chance you want from her. The idea has to come from her to really have a hand and a foot and last. By bad-mouthing another guy, you are showing your insecurity and the guy still ends up using to build his own confidence on it when she brings it up to him. Find your inner peace and adjust to the fact that it is possible that you will run into the two of them together at some point. That's just what it entails and what makes it so hard to be connected in such a way. If that should be the case, stay calm. You have already gone through the situation a few times in your head. Be friendly and mature, then when you are done with them and move on, you can still wish them all sorts of things. But it's important that you don't behave like a 15-year-old who, I don't know, wants to hit him in the schoolyard after school or tries to badmouth him in front of her. Don't be a rose and say, hey, it's great to meet you, blah blah blah. Say, hello, be friendly and move on. And then don't even talk to the guy in front of her when you're dealing with your ex. If she can't stop mentioning him, make sure you make your arrangements and hear as little as possible from her. Just like you should do it normally in no contact. But of course it all depends on how old the child is. From a certain age, everything should go a lot easier. And you can also work things out with them yourself, but I think you know that, too, and now look first that you get your life and yourself under control and do not neglect the child. That will later be shaped by the way you both dealt with each other, and yes, the complete break-off of contact is such a thing. I can't stop you if you are like that, but even if you don't want to save the relationship. In my eyes, you are no one who can ever expect to be taken seriously by anyone. Because your children are your responsibility and you have to stand by them. They are the only ones who couldn't help that things didn't work out with your ex. That it is more difficult, is completely clear to me. Just like with colleagues at work. You think you have a deeper connection with each other, but as it is with women and their feelings. Everything that connected you is worth nothing in the moment of separation. The moment the feelings and the attraction are gone. This can come back and you are in a better position as ex-partners without children together. But you can make the same mistakes, and through the contact you have to have with them, you also have a lot more chances to fall even further out of favor with her. Work on yourself, that will help you not to interpret too much negative into it. Do not pay attention to her and let her push you into the friend zone by repainting the garden gate on Saturday afternoon. Keep your distance as much as possible and reduce your contact to a minimum without harming the child. So much for my take on the subject. If you have more specific questions, feel free to post them in the comments and I can address them. Take care and see you in the next video.